Valentine's Day and welcome to Super Tuesday, presented by KFC. Tonight from the United Spirit Arena in Lubbock, the Aggies of Texas A&M make their last visit as members of the Big 12 as they battle the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Hi again, everyone. I'm Dave Armstrong. No secret that the Aggies have had a very disappointing season. They were picked by the coaches, along with Kansas, to win the Big 12, and here they are, mired in a 4-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Red Raiders, after losing their first 11 conference games, they finally won, beating the Oklahoma Sooners. With more on that, my partner, Paul Biancardi, standing by right now with the head coach of the Red Raiders, Billy Gillispie.
Billy, you won your first league game Saturday against Oklahoma. You had a season-low 7 turnovers. What did you learn about your team after that win?
They were really happy to win, and they know there's a lot more coming, hopefully this year, and hopefully tonight. It's going to be a big night for us.
Going into tonight's game against A&M, what are the keys for you getting a victory?
Same old thing, Paul. You're a coach, and you have to get back in transition defense. You have to rebound the ball. You have to take good shots. You have to not turn it over, and you have to get to the foul line. Same old thing.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Paul.
Dave? Texas Tech has to limit their turnovers to get a W tonight.
Well, they certainly did against Oklahoma. Only 7 turnovers against the Sooners. Here's the starting 5. Ty Nurse, Javaris Willis, Luke Adams, Robert Lewandowski, not only the lone senior in the starting lineup, but the lone senior on this team, and Jordan Tolbert getting a lot of attention for Freshman of the Year honors. As far as the Aggies of Texas A&M are concerned, Najee Hibbert, Jordan Green, Elston Turner are the guards. Not a true point guard among the 3 of them. Then Jordan Green and Keith Davis as well for the Aggies of Texas A&M. Coached by Billy Kennedy, who is in his first year after coming over from Murray State, and a 12-12 season so far. A former assistant at Texas A&M, and now the head coach of the Aggies. So to be the Red Raiders in their home white jerseys, A&M in the road maroon, and the opening tip is controlled by the Aggies. Well, interesting to hear the comments of Coach Gillispie just moments before this game, and he knows what it's going to take for his team to try to win 2 in a row.
Absolutely. They have to stay in single digits when it comes to the turnovers.
Here goes Green baseline, cut off by Lewandowski. Good block by Lewandowski to start the game.
Dave, not only does Texas Tech turn it over, but they have a lot of unforced turnovers, which can really hurt them in the middle of a game.
Boy, 2 battles down low to start. Lewandowski on one end and LeBeau on the other.
It's Big 12 play. It's physical.
That's right. Luke Adams pulling the trigger from underneath the Red Raiders hoop with 20 on the shot clock.
We're going to see 2 excellent man-to-man defensive teams, pressuring the basketball, contesting shots, helping each other, and then hard blockouts.
Shot clock down to 6. Lewandowski pulls up for a jumper. Got it.
He made that shot against Oklahoma. He was 1 for 7 in the first half. In the second half, he came on strong and had a big game.
7 for 8 in that second half, Paul.
And that was the shot that he made, the pull-up jumper off the pick and pop.
2 Red Raiders fighting for that rebound. It's Willis who pulls it down. Now Nurse. Little high-low action for Texas Tech out of their secondary break. Tolbert, look at him try to get inside, and smothered by Keith Davis. Quick defense by Nurse to not allow Turner to get free.
See the quick double right there by Adams, 13 in the white.
Boy, Turner, though, got down into the low block, and the first 2 points for the Aggies.
Elston Turner has major responsibility being the point guard and understanding he still has to score for his team to win.
Dash Harris, he's still out of this game and will not play tonight. He's missed the last 5 games as we look at our one-on-one.
Elston Turner is playing out of position. A natural 2 guard has to play the point guard. He must cut down his turnovers and score as well. For Texas Tech, they have to take care of the basketball, value it each possession, and make sure that they don't have too many unforced turnovers.
They've had 2 games, Paul, this year where they've had 25 turnovers in a game. They've averaged 17 turnovers a contest.
Sometimes they turn the ball over, Dave, with nobody else around. And if you do that in a live possession, an unforced turnover, Easy recipe to lose a game.
In that win against Oklahoma, Billy Gillespie really limited his rotation down to 7 players. Basically, the message is this: if you turn it over, you're not playing.
Well, I think this time of the year, most coaches are limiting their rotations and going with the guys they trust the most. It's all about trust as you approach March.
Nurse turns the corner, tries to whip a pass inside to Lewandowski. It wasn't there. Green running the court, and the Aggies turn it right back over again.
And that's what we talked about at the beginning of the game. Nurse gets into the lane. He has a clear look at the basket. He's got to finish that. It's too tight in traffic to dump it off.
Paul, these two teams almost mirror images of each other in terms of both really good on the defensive end, both really struggle to score.
They do. They run set plays. Everyone's accountable. Offensively, where to go, who to screen. There's not much room for creativity between these two teams offensively.
No.
It's like going to a dentist and having a cavity and a root canal.
Oh, not fun at all. Lewandowski with 4 to shoot it. Crockett can't control the rebound. Instead, it goes to Keith Davis.
Every possession is going to be hard to score because both teams do a great job of contesting shots.
Turner, he's been averaging 18 points a game in his last 7. Well, he's really picked up the pace and has had to with Dash Harris on the sidelines. Hibbert with a hand in his face. No. Adams fighting for that rebound. Nurse picks it off. Here he comes in a 2-on-1 with Willis.
It doesn't happen often that Texas Tech runs, but they will selectively go. On a 2-on-1, you have to come away with a layup. Texas Tech did.
LeBeau quickly doubled on that low block. Forced a shot. Again forces another one. This time it's a tie-up, and the arrow will give the ball to the Red Raiders. So we've got a timeout. Texas Tech off to a 4-2 start and leading the break a little bit. How about this? The Red Raiders on the fly, and a 2-point lead over the Aggies in Lubbock. Near home where he grew up. I think this is a perfect fit for him.
Well, talking to him yesterday at practice, he's so happy to be back in Texas. He's comfortable here at Texas Tech, and he really believes he can get this program into the upper half of the Big 12.
And Crockett, who had 19 points against A&M, a career-high 19, picks up where he left off there, and the Red Raiders with a 4-point lead. Where do the points come now for A&M? There's one way to do it. Turner for 3.
That's what he does best. 3-point shooting. 39% behind the line so far this year.
Well, when you go down and double that low post and you leave him exposed, he can burn you out there. Lewandowski trying to back in. Couple of nice post moves and got it to go. Good hard basket by Robert Lewandowski.
He did a nice job trying to lift the defender with the shot fake, stayed with it.
I'm talking to Lewandowski before the game as far as his future plans are concerned. Lewandowski, a senior, says he'd like to keep playing if possible.
Throwing a couple of shot fakes. That's the best way to move a post defender is with the shot fake. He had Davis shuffling his feet. He finally got an angle, took advantage.
He'll get his degree in May in physical therapy. And he says that's his fallback option, but would love to play somewhere professionally. And that'll be a foul on Ty Nurse.
Looks like he bumped him on the screen.
That is hard to do, isn't it? I mean, you have the ball setting the screen, and they call Nurse with the foul. And you don't see that call every day. Adams. Here's Middleton now checking in for the Aggies. Well, they've missed him, a healthy Middleton all season long. Turner gets inside. Lewandowski changed that shot.
Little pro hop by Ray Turner. He caught it, dribbled it, hopped to the basket. Has to finish that when he gets that close. Talking about Chris Middleton, one of the best players at Texas A&M. from South Carolina, just not 100% after that knee surgery.
No. Missed 7 games after the knee surgery, came back. I think maybe he came back a little bit too soon. Had to go back out again for 5 games, and now minimum as far as his playing time. How about Ty Nurse shaking off the foul and hitting a 3?
Very good, Ty Nurse. When his feet are set, shooting 35% from 3. 60% of his shots are from behind the stripe.
And a foul here on Willis.
Foul number 5, Bean Willis.
Ty Nurse, really deep NBA range. Woo.
For number 13, Jordan Green.
See, his feet are set. A great shooter. When his feet are set, he's got a clean look at the basket, a little bit of time and space.
Talk about a guy that's taken a tour from Vancouver originally. Look at the hustle of Luke Adams trying to steal that ball away from Alex Baird. Alexander. He'll give it up. Here comes Willis one-on-one. Jammed home by Crockett. Close to offensive basket interference and a timeout for the Aggies.
30-second timeout, Aggies.
So the Red Raiders are forcing turnovers from the Aggies and making Texas A&M pay.
When you pay too much for cable, you throw things. When you throw things, people think you have anger issues. When people think you have anger issues, your schedule clears up. When your schedule clears up, you grow a scraggly beard. When you grow a scraggly beard, you start taking in stray animals. And when you start taking in stray animals, you can't stop taking in stray animals. Stop taking in stray animals. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Jay Crockett gets rewarded by hustling down the court with a slam follow. And Texas Tech with a 7-0 run to take a 13-5 lead. With Paul Biancardi, I'm Dave Armstrong, courtside here, the United Spirit Arena in Lubbock, Texas. Glad to have you with us here on Valentine's Day. Middleton from that short corner, nice move.
Great execution by Texas A&M. Billy Kennedy worked on that offensive set today at shoot-around. A little staggered double with a slice cut.
Billy Kennedy was telling us, Coach, that one of the problems for Texas A&M all season long is when they get double-digit deficits, it's tough for them to come back because they have so much trouble in scoring. Nurse almost lost the handle and then did. Threw it out of bounds.
See, that's an unforced turnover. Though there was a little bit of pressure, he didn't have to make that pass. He has to be sure. You can't just throw it to a voice. You have to throw it to a body.
Well, you see now Nurse with 2 turnovers. Texas Tech as a team with 3. Alexander. Didn't look like there was much movement, did it, on the Aggies' part? I think that's what Alexander was seeing as well.
Texas Tech really denying the guards.
Crockett goes inside, has it blocked. Willis keeps it alive in the corner. Willis coming off a career-high 21.
Willis, an aggressive scorer, loves to shoot it off the rhythm dribble. He'll never hesitate.
And another turnover for Texas A&M. That's 5. The 11:57 mark. Javaris Willis keeping the Aggies at arm's length as Texas Tech on a roll at home against the Aggies. World of the Kentucky Wildcats at their open practice. It'll be on ESPNU and ESPN3 at 3 Eastern, and you'll be checking out Anthony Davis. What do you think of this big fella?
Well, I saw him when he was 6'3" as a junior in high school. He grew 8 inches over that summer going into his senior year, and you could just tell he was going to be special. A shot blocker back then, but had good offensive skills, and he has just blossomed at Kentucky under John Calipari. How about that open practice? You think that's a good recruiting tool?
Well, it's not bad for that, but I think for Calipari it was when they had a loss back in December. After a week off, he felt like his players felt like they were on vacation. And this will sort of simulate for them a midweek game, and he hopes that will get them ready for Saturday.
He's always thinking about how he can build this program and brand this program.
Yeah. Nurse gets it to Willis with 7 to shoot it. Willis pulls up. That's way off target. Barely caught iron. I think it did catch iron, though. I think it did. The shot clock violation, at least for the moment, but I do believe that caught part of the iron.
It looked like it grazed the left-hand side. Here's the replay. See, it hit the left side just barely of the rim.
And so the officials were right on top of it. And a fresh 35 for the Red Raiders.
You're going to see this Billy Gillispie team run their offense until they can get an open shot. Not going to rush anything. Try not to force anything.
Almost a turnover there. And then 3 seconds in the lane, so it is a turnover.
But that's a dead ball turnover, which Texas A&M cannot fast break on. If you're going to have a lot of turnovers, you want the ones where the ball is dead.
Well, you see the 4 turnovers for Texas Tech, but no points off those turnovers yet for the Aggies.
Texas A&M has 5 turnovers at this point. Texas Tech 4 points. A fast break.
And it'll be 3 seconds in the lane for the Aggies. That's their 6th turnover. Hey, Wednesday, 8 Eastern, North Carolina, the 7th-ranked team in the country. They have another ACC showdown, and won't this be a good one? Against the Miami Hurricanes, who just knocked off the Duke Blue Devils. Wednesday night hoops at 8 Eastern, presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups on ESPN. Lewandowski with a little baby hook that won't go.
Had a good look that time. That's his sweet spot right there. He likes to go to his right-handed jump hook over his left shoulder.
He's had a solid career here at Texas Tech, and he's played for 3 different coaches. Started with Bob Knight, then to the son Pat, and now inside to Crockett, and of course now for Gillispie.
Great give up by Willis.
Yes. How about all the fast break points for the Red Raiders here tonight?
Billy's better slow this team down.
Didn't we watch earlier today, the Aggies were working in their shoot-around about getting back defensively in transition. They're not doing that so far.
They are not, and that's part of the problem without having Dash Harris, their point guard, who's used to getting back. Elston Turner has to learn how to get back defensively and not go to the offensive glass so much. Texas Tech in transition, just nobody back. Protecting the rim, that's the first thing in transition, is to protect the rim defensively, then stop the ball.
And Crockett off to a hot start so far in this game. He already has a half dozen points. And the points in the paint, a big advantage so far for the Red Raiders. They lead 10-2 in this contest. Bounce pass inside. Willis didn't quite find the handle.
Both teams like to go to a late clock ball screen. Texas Tech wants to pound it inside if they can. Billy Gillispie likes the high-low game.
Adams did a good job to split the defense and get it to Lewandowski.
Beautiful split. The timing of the pass. Lewandowski with his feet set, loves it from 15 feet.
Boy, look at this run for Texas Tech over the last 6 minutes or so. And a whistle and a foul inside. This one's called on Crockett.
Foul number 30, Jay Crockett.
Well, there's Crockett sticking out that one wing, and
that's a little wing here in Texas.
Middleton. That's a tough assignment for Luke Adams.
If Chris Middleton can get into a rhythm, he could be a 20-point scorer for Texas A&M the rest of this year. He has the athletic ability, the versatility, and the skill, and he's a tough matchup at 6'7".
Everybody fighting for that loose ball, the tie-up, and the arrow will give the ball to the Aggies.
And that's the hustle you love to see as a coach. Both teams sacrificing their body for the good of the team, trying to get that possession. But you're going to see Texas A&M on offense, Dave, very deliberate. They cannot create. They have to go from point A to B to C, set good screens, make good cuts. Billy Kennedy said today, we have to execute to get good shots.
He's had to change his approach a little bit. He was telling us that they're going to more sets offensively than he was accustomed to at Murray State.
And going to sets that they ran last year under Mark Turgeon, because the kids were more familiar with the sets. He's trying to make it easy for Texas A&M to score points. There's no creator on this Texas A&M team.
Middleton again pulling up. That won't go. Look at the fight for the rebound, and Crockett's got it.
But that was good execution that time by A&M.
Willis pushing the pace. Adams doesn't settle for the three.
Good decision.
Nurse is hit down, and that's a foul on Middleton.
Foul number 2.
Boy, Dash Harris out for the last now 6 games. And one of the things that he brings to this team is that solid play at the point.
He creates opportunities for his teammates, and he can get his own going to the basket. But the other place that Texas A&M really misses him is defensively. He sets the tone with his on-ball pressure.
Well, he was a huge factor in the Aggie 67-54 win over Texas Tech at College Station earlier this year.
They cannot extend any pressure without Dash Harris. They're on the ball hard, but they have nobody really pressuring the ball.
No, in the transition for Texas Tech today without Dash Harris. Willis, oh, a little runner on the baseline. Nice move.
Willis knows how to score the basketball. You give him a lane to the basket, he can get creative for himself. Nice pull-up jump shot.
And it's 6 points so far for Javaris Willis. Well, the Aggies have really struggled. Just 4 of 14 from the field so far. And Adams, he is one of the toughest players you will find.
Spoke to a Big 12 coach this week and said Luke Adams is the toughest player in the Big 12. It's high praise.
Of course, the story of Luke Adams, very inspirational, as Willis pulls up for a long three, and that's probably a little too early in the shot clock for something like that. But Luke Adams, a story that we'll continue to tell here tonight because it is field goals. Texas.
The defense has been excellent by Texas Tech, and they're really pushing the ball with their head up and their eyes up, running the floor, beating A&M in transition.
Well, they certainly are, and 8 turnovers for the Aggies so far in this game, and they have just 4 field goals. Texas A&M shooting just 29% so far in this game, and then another turnover. Boy, they are not playing on the same page right now.
And it's not all the responsibility of Elston Turner, though he is now the point guard. The rest of the guys have to screen and cut and get open for him. It's hard when you go from a shooting guard to a point guard and you haven't had much training.
This 4-game losing streak, Billy Kennedy telling us that for a while they kind of masked all their problems, but when you get guys like Ty Nurse heating up from long range, that's his second 3 of the game. And look at this, Texas Tech dominating this contest.
If you don't contest the shot by Nurse, he's going to knock it down.
15-point advantage, the biggest lead of the game. And that one tipped out of bounds. It went off of Adams, and it will stay with the Aggies.
Nurse coming off a screen. There's no contest. He has that kind of range.
So far for the Aggies, the only starter that's scored is Elston Turner. He has 5 points. The other points coming from Middleton. So a 3-pointer finally rings home, and Jordan Green, one of those starters, gets a much-needed 3 for Texas A&M.
Jordan Green, left-handed, known as a slasher. If he can knock down some shots, that will open up the closeout, and then he can attack the closeout. But A&M really has to get some rhythm on offense.
They do. Shot clock down to 5. Lewandowski needs to put up a 4 shot, and that won't draw iron. So shot clock violation, and Texas A&M will get the ball. College Hoops continues on ESPN Saturday with a pair of top-ranked matchups. First at 6 Eastern, 16th-ranked St. Mary's takes on 14th-ranked Murray State. And then at 9 Eastern, big battle in the Big Ten. 6th-ranked Ohio State goes into Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor to take on the Michigan Wolverines. Here's Najee Hibbert. He's able to get it to Turner, who misses a wide open look from the short corner, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aggies.
Dave, Texas Tech is playing a little bit of a triangle and 2. You see them denying Najee Hibbert, and the other 3 guys may be sitting in a zone back there in a triangle. Luke Adams playing some real extended defense right there. You see Nurse and Luke Adams really out on the guards.
Turner, and that'll go. So the threes are at least keeping the Aggies in range.
And Turner is a guy who can get hot, put up 20 points. The question is, can Elston Turner handle the basketball and be a point guard for this team?
The ball kicked.
The last 7 games, he struggled with his turnovers and assists. He's had more turnovers than assists, and that's not going to win games in the Big 12.
Not at all.
That's your point guard. He's absolutely playing out of position. It's not a position that you can learn on the fly. It's like going from a running back to a quarterback in a football game.
And when you're accustomed to being a 2, Paul, it's got to be not only the handling the ball, the situation, but everything. Defense, not getting your shots, having to create your own shots. The whole thing is different.
It's a totally different mindset. When you're a shooting guard, you're thinking about scoring. When you're a point guard, you have to think about setting up your teammates. When you're a 2 guard, you think about going to the glass. When you're a point guard, you think about getting back. And as a point guard, you have to do what the team wants and the coach needs. Weak side down screen.
And Turner clears the glass with 2 Aggies underneath him.
Good defense that time by Texas A&M. They just have to hang in there defensively and then create some open shots through their offense.
LeBeau doubled in the corner. He's trapped in there, able to get the ball to Turner.
Plenty of time. See, this is where he has to manage the shot clock. Something new for this young man.
Finds Green open in the corner again. Green able to get the long rebound and then blocked by Lewandowski. Wow. So Texas Tech manning up inside, making points in the paint. Very difficult for the Aggies. Billy Gillispie got to be happy with the effort of his team, although right now the Aggies are closing.
A foul right there.
For 15 in all their 2-point shots. And a whistle and a foul on Lewandowski.
Now that execution right there by Texas A&M, good screening, hard cutting, create a foul right there. When you screen and cut hard and you make attention getting cuts and you hit people when you screen, the foul is going to be on the defense.
That's the 4th team foul on Texas Tech this half. Only 3 team fouls on A&M. Long rebound to Turner. Green rips it away from Willis, and that'll be a charge. No basket. Luke Adams again. He is so tough in the ways that you want a player to be tough.
Toughest guy on this Texas Tech team, Billy Gillispie told me, has big heart, just steps in, sacrificing his body. They list him at 5'9". I'm not sure about that. Maybe a little bit smaller, but took it right on the chest.
You can see where's that white headband, in part to protect a cochlear implant in his right ear. He has a hearing aid in his left ear. Born deaf, Luke Adams. And he says he's never used it as a handicap, never used it as an excuse. Turner can't catch the touchdown pass. It's incomplete. And Luke Adams, I wrote a blog about his story. You can read it on Big12Sports.com. But what an amazing and inspirational story for Luke Adams. His dad is a high school, or excuse me, a junior college coach
at Howard Junior
and
College.
Taught him to be tough. His grandfather was a 5-time Golden Gloves champ in the state of Texas. And he said toughness was just a part of the fabric of our family.
He told me today at shoot around, I'm always looking at Coach Gillispie, and I have to use my eyes more to hear. Special young man.
You know, his parents didn't even realize he was deaf until he was 2, because he was so adept at reading lips, he talked like any other normal toddler. Lewandowski's got it, bumped by Turner, and that'll be a foul on Turner. And again, only the 4th team foul on the Aggies.
Luke Adams has brought a toughness to this Texas Tech team, and Billy Gillispie sees the value in that every day in practice, and we saw that in the last possession when he took the charge.
Lewandowski will get it to Adams.
Tech needs to get it to the other side of the floor. Ball's been on the left side for the last 10 seconds. Ball reversal, gets good shots.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock. A little hedge off that screen. Now to Crockett. Pull-up jumper that won't go, and there's Green for the rebound.
Excellent defense by Texas A&M. They were everywhere the ball was, and they contested the shot, cleaned the glass.
Green left open in the corner, and he'll rattle one home. And a timeout taken by the Red Raiders, so we'll take it with them as Texas A&M starting to mount a comeback against Texas Tech.
30-second timeout, Texas.
From the high post, drive it to the rim. Excellent body control, good athlete. He gets up there and finishes.
8 points now, the leading scorer for Texas Tech. Middleton, that's blocked. Good block by Crockett, helping out defensively.
Neither team in this game has a shot blocker, so if you take it to the rim, there's a good chance you can score. Crockett does that.
Crockett, one of only 3 returning players on this team. Green's shot way short. Lewandowski, who just grabs that rebound, is one of the others. The third is Javaris Willis. Other than that, I mean, 7 freshmen on this Red Raider team.
Both teams getting into late shot clock situations. Both like the ball screen.
Shot clock down to 2, and Willis throws one up. No good. Here comes Turner. And they can go for the last shot if they want. And they will.
Good game management that time by Turner. Getting the instructions from Billy Kennedy.
You know what? The Aggies have to be thrilled just to be a part of this conversation right now, shooting just 29% in the first half. Middleton. And Lewandowski's got it. Here comes Willis with a chance at the end of the first half. Adams throws up a 3, and no good. So Texas Tech led by 15 once upon a time. They dance off into the locker room, and they've outscored their opponents.
Effort by both. They usually go in.
When you look at the numbers from the first half and look at Texas A&M, what kept them in this game, at least in the neighborhood, their three-point shooting.
It really did. They had more turnovers, 11, than field goals, 7. That has to be corrected in the second half.
And it's Texas Tech with the ball first. One of the guys that really gave them a big lift off the bench, Jay Crockett, their leading scorer with 8 points for Texas Tech. Crockett getting the second half start.
The effort by both teams has been outstanding in their half-court defense.
We told you that Billy Gillespie narrowed his rotation to 7 games in that win against Oklahoma. He played only 6 in the first half.
You trust less as the season goes on as a coach. But I appreciate as a coach both of these teams, what they do defensively, and it makes it hard when you're not a good offensive team and you have to face a tough, smothering half-court defense. Makes your job even harder.
That turnover there by Crockett, only the 6th turnover of the game. Again, a team that averages 17 turnovers. And that one, they say, went off the foot of Lewandowski, and it will belong to the Aggies.
Turner got lucky on that. Off the ball screen, he had nowhere to go. That's when he's got a back dribble and reset.
Where does the offense come from, Paul, in the second half? That looked like almost a walk. And then a whistle and a foul on Lewandowski.
Billy Kennedy told us today at shoot-around, he's trying to manufacture points right now with this team. They're going to have to execute in their sets. He went back to set plays that they ran last year under Mark Turgeon, just so they could be more comfortable on where to go on the floor to score the basketball.
How about this? First free throw of the game. These teams combined for 50 shots in the first half and not one free throw.
The defense must be very good. You know, we're talking about their defense. It's not that good, but they do an excellent job of defending without committing foolish fouls. And that's hard to do in a game with this much physicality.
And a whistle and a foul. This one called on Green.
Foul on number 13, Jordan Green.
That'll be the second on Green. Three-pointer, no good. Halfway down for Willis, and it popped back out again. Turner off a screen. Look out. Elston Turner can really heat up.
And he utilized the ball screen in transition. Saw the defense wasn't there. When he gets a clean look, that's as good a shot as Texas A&M can get. Good decision that time by Turner.
11 points now for Turner.
Texas Tech looking inside. They want to get into a high-low game. A&M trying to take them out of it.
Good look for Crockett. He can't get it to go, and all of a sudden the Red Raiders have gone ice cold.
And we know that can happen. This team is not that efficient at scoring the basketball.
Out to Najee Hibbert. Another three goes down for the Aggies, and look at this. They are within two after trailing by 15. Billy Kennedy has got to love the three-point shot for Texas A&M tonight as Elston Turner has hit three, and Najee Hibbert just lights one up from outside. A 7-0 start to the second half for Texas A&M. Off 23 straight wins, and Billy Kennedy 5 years at Murray State, coming over here to the Aggies this year, two-time Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year.
And he really had some things happen that he didn't expect. Dash Harris out with an injury. Their starting point guard, Jamal Branch, their other freshman point guard, transfers mid-season. So you lose both of your point guards, and you're a brand new basketball coach. That's a hard problem to fix.
You got to like the adjustments that they've made. Now, Billy Gillespie on that last time out, he needs to make some adjustments as well.
He does. I think for his team, they can't double the post or even dig it out as much. Elston Turner shoots 37% from threes. Najee Hibbert 45% from threes. Texas Tech stay out on the shooters.
Turner makes it a 17-2 run, riding the wave since the first half, and we're tied at 26.
And you notice A&M's jump shots are all off the catch. You have to cramp those guys tight, make them dribble to a shot.
And a huge three for Luke Adams and the Red Raiders, their first points of the second half.
Luke Adams shooting over 40% from threes. He can get hot for this Texas Tech team, and he's not afraid to shoot it.
Now LeBeau. Points inside not happening. The points outside are for the Aggies.
Well, that time Tech let them go one-on-one inside. You got to stay out on the shooters. A&M has some outstanding catch-and-shoot three-point shooters.
Lewandowski with a guarded shot early in the shot clock. There's Turner. Well, he gets a lot of help in terms of screens. Now Hibbert. LeBeau. That's probably a shot that Gillespie doesn't mind, letting LeBeau shoot from 15.
He'd rather have LeBeau shoot that from 15 than Turner and Hibbert from 3. The defense from Texas Tech was good in that position. They made the A&M guards put the ball on the floor, and that's what you have to do.
So you're seeing they've made the adjustment.
They have on those last two possessions. They're going to let the post go one-on-one inside until that becomes a problem. That looked like a foul off the ball screen.
Nurse with a long guarded three. Well, he has unlimited range, Nurse, doesn't he? Sometimes too much out of limited a little.
You can get a jump shot anytime in the possession. If you're going to take a guarded shot, take it at the end of a shot clock. A&M needs to get back.
Good decision by Willis.
Adams does a nice job of getting in the gaps, causing defense to help, looking for the kick.
Letting that shot clock go down to 15 before they really even restart their offense.
Well, Billy Gillispie wanted to slow this pace down just a little bit.
Adams for another three, no. Long rebound, here comes Middleton. Or excuse me, Hibbert. Hibbert in the paint, that's short. Here comes Willis. All alone, Crockett. Good find by Nurse.
Breakdown right there for Texas A&M in transition. The ball was stopped, but no one protected the basket.
Crockett the first to go into double figures for the Red Raiders. And 5 straight points by Texas Tech as them going again. But Elston Turner is trying to keep the Aggies in this one. They trailed by 15 until Elston Turner started to get hot from outside. And now the Red Raiders pulling away again, leading by 5 at the break. Surfing USA.
Because there's no water in Lubbock. I found that out when I got here.
It's Texas Tech with the ball. 5 straight points now by the Red Raiders to regain the advantage. And again, taking that shot clock down to 15 before they even start their offense.
This is part of the pace Billy Gillispie wants to play at when his team gets out of rhythm offensively. Looks like he traveled.
Three-pointer, no good. And the rebound by Turner.
Looks like Nurse dragged that pivot foot. Got away with it. You have to go over those ball screens just like that, Willis did. Anytime Turner's involved in a screen, you have to go over it and chase him.
And a whistle and a foul inside. This one's called on Crockett.
Comes off the screen. He sees the open man right there. You see the wide opening. Doesn't make the pass.
Well, he had his eyes in one direction and was determined to go there.
Well, Nurse is not a natural point guard either. I don't think there's a natural point guard in this game.
Yeah. Good rebound that time by a guy who really has, well, he hasn't been a factor in this contest. Jordan Tolbert. Tolbert he played limited minutes, just 2 minutes so far in this contest.
And of all the freshmen in the Big 12, he leads them in scoring. 6 per game.
In rebounding.
In rebounding.
Yes. Leading scorer now among freshmen in the Big 12 is LeBrian Nash.
When you think about some of the great freshmen, you mentioned Nash, Quincy Miller at Baylor.
Yep.
And Tolbert leading the way in the rebounding department.
Well, A&M, when they get it in the paint, they're just not doing anything with it. Just 1 for 11 in the paint.
When they get it in the paint, Dave, they should throw it out behind the arc because they're 5 for 8 from threes.
No whistle on that, and Middleton is able to score. And Chris Middleton has played in only 12 games this year, and that's been a big part of the story for the Aggies and why they have a 12-12 record.
Well, Chris Middleton, when healthy, is the best scorer on this Texas A&M team.
Absolutely.
And he's the go-to guy. He's the late clock guy, the shot clock guy. His knee just hasn't felt right, and he came back a little early, banged knees, hurt it again. He's just not 100%.
Still giving it a great effort tonight as Texas Tech with a 3-point advantage here. We'll get you
with the Florida Gators, who look like they're going to get their 20th win. Dave, Paul, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Well, speaking of Virginia, look at the Cavs right now at 6-4 in the ACC. You talk about defense. Cavs have held 19 of 24 opponents this year to less than 60 points.
And they have a great recruiting class coming in next year, Virginia. Top 25 class, Justin Anderson, Evan Nolte. Here, a 6'7" versatile forward is going to help Tony Bennett tremendously next year, right away.
Tolbert, strong to the rack. Boy, that was a good move over Davis.
And when you post up and you get a foot in the paint with that body, one nice dribble move, powered right up over the defense.
That was a great possession out of that timeout.
Billy Gillispie drawing enough to get the ball inside, not settling for the jump shot. Nice hedge on that ball screen by Crockett.
Turner trying to drive baseline, and Tolbert got a piece of it. Ball kicked out of bounds, and it belonged to the Red Raiders.
Looks like a couple of guys hit heads on that one.
Yeah, both Tolbert and Ray Turner are holding their noggins.
You know that hurt just by looking at it.
Yeah.
It looked painful.
They bang heads, or their heads on the court. Let's watch.
Turner going strong. Tolbert saying, not right now. They get blocked out there. The ball's loose.
Oh, yeah, they bang noggins right there. Ouch.
They went head to head.
Now, Tolbert all part of this story, and so too is Turner in another way. In the points in the paint, that has been the big story and why Texas Tech has the lead. The Red Raiders are 8 of 13 in the paint. A&M just 1 for 12. Amazing.
Texas Tech on the perimeter. Nurse, Willis, and Adams. 7 assists, 2 turnovers. It's a good sign for Billy Gillispie.
Now there's a turnover as Green able to pick the pocket.
I must have jinxed him. Now it's 7-3.
What a nice play by Green. Coach Gillispie wanting them to play the 2 game.
That's Texas Tech basketball for high-low into a pick and roll.
And Adams is fouled.
See Jordan Tolbert just posting up inside that last possession, 32 in the white. Just sitting in the paint waiting for the basketball.
That foul on Turner, that's his second. Luke Adams saying he was in the process of shooting a 3, but they're saying this is a non-shooting violation.
The fans thought it was a shooting violation. New shot clock right now. Texas Tech is going to work it down. Unless they get something easy, Billy Gillispie wants to control this pace with the shot clock.
Didn't Billy Kennedy tell us he was concerned about the way that the Red Raiders almost forced the ball inside? And then a bad pass by Willis.
That looked like an unforced turnover on that possession.
That wasn't a good hands play, but here is one that is brought to you by Allstate.
Well, Green gets the steal and the basket. Texas A&M has not got easy runouts at all today. This all stemmed from the defense, which has been very good all year for Texas A&M and Texas Tech, both in the top half of the league in a lot of defensive categories.
That's only their second bucket in the paint, and that came on a steal.
And it was their first fast break basket all game.
And we've got a timeout. So the Aggies had possession, and immediately the timeout came from Billy Kennedy and that Texas A&M bench. So with 9:40 to go in this contest, still a 3-point game and a very low-scoring affair. Kind of predictable, though, with 2 teams that are at the top of the league in terms of their defense.
Well, the Aggies got back into it with the 3-point shot. You see the defender goes under the ball screen. Turner recognizes it, has some time and space. Now Hibbert on the right wing, catch and shoot. You want to make him dribble to a shot. You want to get into these guys. Here's Turner right here, 1 dribble pull up. He's got good size, David, 6'5". He can see over the smaller defenders. And then Chris Middleton backing people down in the paint, can score. There's Green with the defense. That's their first fast break basket of the game for Texas A&M.
It's unreal. So it's almost like they're in quicksand, but able to get some points. And thanks to their 3-point shooting tonight, where the Aggies are 5 of 9. That's what's keeping them in the neighborhood here. Down only 3 with 9:40 to go. With Paul Biancardi, I'm Dave Armstrong. Glad to be courtside with us here in Lubbock, Texas. Ooh, almost a turnover there by Middleton.
See the pressure right now defensively. Tech really picking it up.
3-pointer no good. Turner with a rebound, and then his shot is stuffed by Crockett. And great hustle by Middleton.
You never question the effort with these two teams. The shooting may not be good, they may turn it over, but the hustle is always there. Good hedge out on the ball screen. They're trying to get it back inside to Turner from the ball screen. Have him screen and then roll.
And Turner again. He's able to pull up over these shorter guards for the Red Raiders.
Anytime Elston Turner's involved in a ball screen or an off the ball screen, you have to chase him off the screen and get him off the jump shot.
So Turner with 15 points. He has almost half of the point total for Texas A&M in this game.
And it's hard for Texas A&M. All their guards are small. He could see over them if he has a little bit of time and space.
Do you think if you're Coach Gillespie about going to maybe a box and one and try to keep him from shooting? Well, that'll help as Willis hits a three.
Well, Texas Tech played a triangle and two against Oklahoma. They did it on Pledger and Fitzgerald, and it worked very well. Don't be surprised if you see that by Billy Gillespie out of a timeout.
Middleton. Got to do it against the right personnel, and probably too many shooters right now as far as A&M with Middleton in the lineup. And he's able to go up and get an offensive stick back.
Hey, Lou, use your body!
Middleton showing you the versatility. He can score from the mid-range, comfortable shooting threes, and he can get to the rim, attack the offensive glass, get some putbacks.
And that's no shot. Foul came first. Keith Davis. Well, the Aggies are trying to climb back in, and Elston Turner is helping lead the way with 15 points for Texas A&M. But at the other end, Bean Willis with a three to keep the Red Raiders in front. She said yes.
That's got to make the top 10 plays of the day by ESPN. Come on, it's Valentine's Day. That should be #1.
She had no idea that this was going on. Peyton fooled her into thinking they were just going to recognize them for having those seats for the last 7 years here at United Spirit Arena. They attend every men's and women's game here for the Red Raiders and the Lady Raiders. And tonight, a very, very special Valentine's night for them both. Congratulations. Well, back to the game at hand. Not much love between the Aggies and the Red Raiders, huh? As Texas Tech leading this game 36-34. Super Tuesday presented by KFC. Glad to have you here for a Big 12 showdown. Two teams fighting and clawing. They're in the bottom of the pack in the Big 12 in terms of standings. Tech finally, after losing their first 11 games in conference play, they win their first game by beating Oklahoma. Green again able to tip that ball away, and another turnover. Good no-look pass from Middleton to Turner. And we're tied at 36.
That's 3 quick turnovers for Texas Tech. They had 8. Last 3, they've turned it over. A&M's capitalized with points. Now the back screen. Another back screen.
Willis a three. No. Way off target. Middleton tracks it down all by his lonesome. A&M has never led in this contest.
A&M's going to be precise in their offense. They're going to work it down to the shot clock as well. Turner, nice job refusing the ball screen.
And LeBeau with the follow. Wow.
The defense was good. The block out and the rebounding was bad for Texas Tech on that possession.
So A&M with their very first lead. It comes at the 6:40 mark of the second half.
That's 12 second chance points for Texas A&M compared to 4 for
Now
Texas Tech.
Willis tries another three. Lewandowski tracks it down.
Billy Gillespie wants him to reset it, get into their pick and roll game or to their high-low game. They want to punch it inside if they can to Crockett or Tolbert.
Nurse will pull up from three-point range. Crockett trying to keep it alive. And there's LeBeau with the rebound.
Last 2 shots for Texas Tech are threes. You may not want to settle for that. Maybe try to drive it to the basket. Get a foul.
These two teams meeting for the 125th time. Tech leads the overall series 63-62. And this could be the last time that Texas A&M plays here in Lubbock. LeBeau again. Blocked by Lewandowski, but a foul. Boy, LeBeau starting to make his presence felt inside.
A&M trying to get a good look right here. Wide open 3. You see LeBeau trying to get on the glass with the tip. He's getting second chance points for this A&M team. They already have 14 right now.
Well, we talked about how the three-point shooting kept Texas A&M close. What's putting them ahead as LeBeau shoots this free throw is their offensive rebounds. They lead 17-5 in that department.
Strong take by LeBeau. Gets his own rebound. That's the aggressiveness you need inside if you want to get to the foul line.
LeBeau, a 75% free throw shooter. And that one rims out no good. And here comes Javaris Willis. Now where's the offense come from Texas Tech? Adams gets inside. Nice dish to Crockett. What a play by Adams.
That's the penetration that Tech needs to draw 2 defenders and give it up to a big guy. Possessions before that, they were settling for 3-point shots too much.
Whistle and a foul here. This one called on Adams.
Luke Adams getting into the teeth of the defense. Draws 2 defenders, just lays it up nice and easy.
At what point does he know this is going to be a pass? When the defender comes over to help?
He went by the first defender. When the second defender goes to help, that's when you want to lay it off. I mean, he made that easy for Crockett.
Now Green. I don't think he wanted to shoot that ball, but no one was open. That's a classic case of a guy getting caught in the air.
I don't think Billy Kennedy wanted him to shoot it either. Too much time on the shot clock. Both of these coaches want to get wide open jump shots. If not, pound it inside or drive it.
Looking back door to Crockett, it wasn't there. Good adjustment defensively by Turner.
Lewandowski just wiped him out on the screen.
Good hedge again by Crockett, and now a reach-in foul on Willis. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Red Raiders this half, and we've got a timeout. A real defensive struggle in Lubbock, with right now the Aggies leading by 1.
Yes.
A&M doing a much better job here in the second half. Paul, how are they in front right now in this game?
They only have 1 turnover in the second half. They're taking much better care of the basketball. And second chance points has been the difference in this half. Right there, LeBeau with 2 more. That gives him 15 for the game. Second chance points, taking care of the basketball, has A&M on top.
Only 6 guys have played for Texas Tech here tonight. And of those, Jordan Tolbert has played only 7 minutes. And this will be a foul on Nurse. He knew the pass was a bad one, as it was going to be picked off by Green, and he reached in and fouled.
That's what he did. He prevented 2 fast break points. Green does a great job of sticking his nose in there off the handoff, breaking that play up. Nurse tries to avoid the fast break points, commits the foul.
So the turnovers have been few for Billy Kennedy's squad this half, but they're starting to mount for Texas Tech. They now have a dozen turnovers in this game.
4 in the second half.
Texas A&M with their biggest lead of the game and the ball. Who will execute the best offensively and defensively the rest of the way?
Jordan Green right now 13 for Texas A&M's playing the point.
And Would have counted had it gone. Another foul on Nurse.
Good execution by Billy Kennedy's team, getting the ball to Chris Middleton in a place where he's very comfortable against a smaller defender. Just backing him down. Quick little turnaround shot. Middleton can make shots and create fouls.
Don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 7th-ranked North Carolina. Big showdown down in Florida against the Miami Hurricanes. Wednesday Night Hoops at 8 Eastern, presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, right on ESPN. Now Middleton, who missed his first free throw, makes it a 2-possession game.
It's a hard mismatch for Texas Tech. Who do you put on him? Adams is 5'9". Willis, 6'1". Nurse is only 6 feet. Nobody can cover Chris Middleton. Billy Kennedy sees that.
Nurse, and he walked with it. Another turnover for Ty Nurse. So empty possessions are haunting the Red Raiders coming down the stretch.
You look at empty possessions, second chance points. A&M's done a great job on the offensive glass.
Texas Tech led by 15 once upon a time in this contest.
Crockett's got to call out that ball screen that happened at half court. You're going to get your bell wrong.
Quick double on LeBeau. They whip it around to Turner. Good catch. Turner just loses the handle. And that'll belong to the Red Raiders.
Give Willis some credit on that. He got over the ball screen and then tried to get back in front of Turner. That was good defense right there. Willis fights over the screen, keeps moving his feet. If Turner has to put the ball on the floor for more than 2 dribbles, he gets in trouble.
Now the Red Raiders need to go to work offensively. They're in a scoring drought right now. Crockett. Boy, nice move. A little unlucky on the shot. Middleton cleans the glass.
Really nice move. Used the jab step to create some space.
A&M has out-rebounded Texas Tech 37-23 in this game.
Middleton and LeBeau now in a 2-man game for A&M.
LeBeau fouled on the play. He'll go to the line.
Chris Middleton becomes a facilitator right now for Texas A&M in the 2-man game. Middleton has the basketball, gives it up to LeBeau. A couple of hard dribbles right to the basket. Lewandowski backs up too much. There's a point as a post defender, Dave, that you want to hold your ground and make the offense try to score over you. You can't back up under the basket.
So Middleton is a force even when he doesn't shoot it because he draws so much attention.
Because he can shoot the ball off the ball screen.
So when you look at it right now, Texas A&M, even though they trailed early in this contest, they're coming back strong here because they're really executing offensively coming down the stretch.
I think you're going to see Chris Middleton with the ball in his hands now put Elston Turner maybe on the wing. Maybe Billy Kennedy found a new point guard in this game.
So what's the solution then for Billy Gillispie? Who can he put on Middleton?
It's really tough because Middleton's 6'7", and Billy Gillespie's guards are small. Billy's hoping that the quickness and speed of Texas Tech will hurt Chris Middleton, but right now Billy Kennedy's putting Chris Middleton in 2-man games and isolations, and that's paying off for Texas A&M.
Now you see here again, no free throws yet taken by Texas Tech in this game. Not many by the Aggies, as LeBeau tries to complete the traditional three-point play and does.
Tech has to be good on this possession. You don't want to slip down. You're down 7 right now. You don't want to slip down double figures.
Middleton out guarding Adams, who takes it in strong and will go to the line.
Number 22, Chris Middleton.
You have to love the way Adams just sticks his nose and his body in there. You know, he really didn't have anything on that possession, but he tried to create.
First free throw of the game for Texas Tech, trying to stop a 13-2 run by the Aggies. Don't forget, coming up next, it's NBA Coast to Coast here on ESPN2. How about Jeremy Lin of the Knicks, huh?
What a story.
What a great story.
From Harvard to the NBA. Right, Tech needs to stop here. They have to really deny Turner the basketball and figure out how they're going to defend Middleton if he gets in the mid-post.
And if you're A&M right now, you're not in any particular hurry. Middleton lost it off his knee, and that'll be over and back. So Nurse got a hand in there, knocked it off the knee of Middleton, and a turnover for the Aggies.
Simple passing and catching right there, screening and cutting. Give Texas Tech a little bit of credit. Nurse tried to put some pressure on that pass. If you're Tech, you may want to look inside to Crockett. But this is what has beaten Tech all year long.
Yep.
The unforced turnovers. Billy Gillespie has been proud of the effort of his team. But when you can't control unforced turnovers, especially with a minute to go in the game, it's hard to win any game.
Now he's going to clear 3 guys out and bring 3 guys in, including Tolbert, who's played, and 2 other guys who haven't, Jaron Nash and Teron Petaway.
Teron Petaway, the freshman, he can score the basketball. Not a point guard, but a scoring guard.
And probably a better matchup now in terms of size is Nash can go up against Middleton. And Petaway at 6'6", he has some more size to help guard those bigger guards of the Aggies.
Well, that's exactly what Billy Gillespie did. He's big right now. It is 3, 4, and 5. He's got Crockett, probably cover Middleton. You got Tolbert inside. The 3-guard lineup was good for Billy Gillespie most of this game, but it struggled here down the stretch.
Yeah, A&M figured out a formula.
They're going to have to foul right away. They had a quick trap.
1 minute.
Billy wants traps right here. He's not asking for a foul.
And a timeout taken by Billy Kennedy. So no foul on this. This is a timeout instead by the Aggies.
I think with 3 possessions to go, you may want to try to quick trap one more time, and then you're going to have to foul. The clock becomes your enemy down 3 possessions.
For one more foul. Tech just 5 of 18 in the second half. So Billy Gillespie's team offensively really went in the tank.
They've struggled to score points all year. It almost came too easy for them in the first half. Let's see if they get a quick trap and then have to go to a quick foul. Can't let that clock tick. Billy's yelling foul. They can't catch up to the ball right now.
And Green all alone. He would have had a 3-point possibility, but the shot doesn't go. So Green will go to the line to shoot 2 because it was in the act of shooting.
That wasn't the foul that Billy Gillespie was calling for. Don't forget, we have 7 freshmen for this Texas Tech team. Very inexperienced. And it showed on that possession.
32.
Don't forget, coming up next, it's NBA Coast to Coast. Immediately following the conclusion of this game here from Lubbock.
Both teams, Dave, have some great recruits coming in. Texas A&M, JaMychal Reese and Alex Caruso are going to really help the backcourt for Texas A&M. Billy Gillespie got a great commitment the other day by Juana Beal from Texas, a 6'9" athletic shot blocker. He's playing keep away right now.
Well, certainly in terms of especially recruiting the state of Texas, Billy Gillespie, as we showed you the map of where he's been in the state, he knows virtually every coach in this state.
And they all really like Billy Gillespie. It's hard not to. He has an engaging personality, a passion for the game, and he's excited about building this Texas Tech program. You look at the history, the Sweet 16s it's been to under Bob Knight, James Dickey. The fans love, yes, they love football, but basketball is a very popular sport here on campus.
Yeah, no question. So yeah, on that recruiting trail, looking for some offense, and especially tonight, 38 points. The fewest number of points in a game this year, coming off a game in which they scored 65 in an 18-point win against Oklahoma.
And some of it was the defense of Texas A&M, but most of it was unforced by Texas Tech.
Nurse inside, Tolbert. And LeBeau just trying not to foul. He'll have it here. And Texas A&M comes into Lubbock for perhaps the final time ever. Certainly as a member of the Big 12, it's their final visit. And the Aggies will go to 13-12 overall and 4-9 in conference play. A 15-2 run to close out the last 8 minutes of the game, and our final score, Texas A&M wins it going away against Texas Tech. For Paul Biancardi and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave Armstrong. Coming up next, NBA Coast to Coast. This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from Lubbock, Texas.